Alright, I'm gonna hit the counter and let's draw. Alright. Cool. So yeah, she's got this kind of transparent, semi-transparent material over her, but I still want to draw all this stuff. Maybe not to quite the same degree as I would normally, but... So we got the supporting leg kind of coming down this way, calf kind of coming down here. That's actually her right foot, her back foot. And then this one coming forward, the left leg. Bit of foreshortening on this, right? Knee is about here. And then this leg, foot coming down this way. Toes about there. Cool. Alright, so manubrium is about here. Clavicle coming up to the shoulder, to the humerus. And then this arm coming out like so. Can't really see the other arm at all. I think we can get a hint of her hand somewhere in the midsection of her upper torso, but I think I'm just going to leave it because I don't think it adds anything to the form, and it's very, very obscure. So something like that. In an ideal world, this model wouldn't be wearing the leotard. As I've said before, I think we lose a lot of kind of anatomical markers when there's even something as small as kind of like trunks on or something like that. But I do think that the poses, and hopefully you understand enough about where some of these landmarks are that it's not gonna be throw you off too much not being able to see them. As I said, on Saturday we'll do a session where we work with a model where all of that stuff is easier to see. It is a good test of one's understanding or knowledge, though, of where things are. As I said, we don't need to go overboard with this, but I do want to at least block in the large ideas here. Something like that. Timo says, submitted my portfolio for fashion studies in Paris. Thanks for the help. You're very welcome, Timo. Good luck. That sounds exciting. Very cool. Something like that. This leg really is very direct onto us here. Something like so. And yeah, we can really just see a hint of that foot there. Alright, so we're almost at the point where we might want to start blocking in at least some of the large ideas with the drapery. Then we can decide how much of the form we want to show. Just get in, okay, so we know the aces is about here, the oblique is sitting about, or the abdominal wall, outer perimeter of it is about there, the oblique is sitting in here. Just kind of get my center line in there, something like that. All right. Okay, let's have a look at this drapery. So obviously it's coming off her head here, very, very faint on this side. It's, you know, it's competing unfortunately with the background behind it, but you do see there's doing something like that, right, coming off her head, sitting on top of the breast there, and then coming down like so. And then this actually looks like it's wrapping around the form, coming over to just around where her hand is, that fold there. So we have this part here draping over the leg here. Use that curvature to help describe the form that it's sitting on top of. Coming down. Remember our discussion about triangles. Drapery is all about triangles. Something like that. This is coming. Then we have some folds sitting here. Okay, that's the very, very large idea. So let's now subdivide a little. So we have this fold. It's sitting lower here, this one. Coming across the form, and then joining up with that rhythmical idea over on that side. Then we have a number of folds kind of where it's the large idea. So we got one here, then coming from this direction, and this actually looks like it feeds up to the back here into the behind the head there. It's also then coming out this way and then down. So try whenever you can to let your folds, which they are obviously in the reference, but let them reinforce some of the rhythmical ideas that we've already established with the figure. Okay. There's a lot of creases and folds in here, but I do want to try and simplify these ideas. Maybe not be quite so literal. I think that's at least, we've got it's interesting, coming off the form of the breast here, the volume of the breast, you can see this this crease right here, which is actually, that's the generation point for it. Coming across like that. This is all quite taut in here, and then we do have a couple, we actually even have one coming off her nose here, which is really nice. All right. Okay. Let's get into this a bit more now. We have just a little bit of crease here and there, but I don't want to get too literal with it because I think I could get too busy. You know what, probably be an interesting thing here is to accentuate obviously the drapery and maybe the legs that are exposed, and then keep all of the body ideas that are underneath the drapery, keep them soft, right? So that way we really get a sense of they're underneath the material. Let's see how that works out. Okay. Something like that. Hey Lulu, how you doing? All right, so and as we've discussed previously, I think it's really useful to try and keep the design language of the drapery ever so slightly different to what we do with the human form, as far as it having that slightly more triangular and angular kind of energy to it. Just really helps kind of differentiate the different materials, that type of thing. Okay, so we've got this large fold coming across the form here. So I'm gonna throw that in. Something like that. Okay. Yeah, as I said, I'm not going to mess with the anatomy of the body where it's underneath this semi-transparent material. I'm going to leave that and just focus on what we can see. Okay, let's get in the calf down to the ankle. Let's work our way up this side. I'm just going to describe a little bit of the anatomy of the knee. I'm not going to go crazy, but just kind of get a sense of it. Something like that. And you can actually see that calf. If we imagine the form here, you can actually see that calf of the other leg kind of reveal itself here. Down to here, you can kind of just about see the heel there. It's actually a little secondary fold coming out here which kind of obscures the heel, but I'm going to separate that just ever so slightly. Something like that. And there's our 15, so I think just finish. Just kind of find this foot. Just see if there's any other folds I just want to accentuate so slightly here. I want to be kind of careful that I don't have things get too busy. So I've really kind of, you could say, eliminated or simplified a lot of what the drapery is doing. Just for me personally, I just find it's just, you want to keep these things relatively easy read, right? Okay. Get a little bit of a cast shadow coming off the material there. Okay. Just tidy this up ever so slightly. All right. First pose done.